Greetings, ladies and gents, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space. And as always, I hope that you enjoy. Just a quick shout out to the T5 peeps: Bob the Dragon, Cat Crab Lobster, Data Magnet, Dark Machine, Bezic, Try Again 95, Pudic Yol, Astrea the Dreamer, Caspar Arnholtz, Cam Maxwell, Athelia, Meridian 117, and Jordan Bucksmorm. Thank you very much. Story number 1. Battle Cry, written by Nobleman LT. We discovered humans on a small mining outpost near the edges of our space. The usual protocol involves sending a small scouting party to evaluate the new species and what to do with them. These encounters rarely get violent, but if they do, the protocol is clear: orbital bombardment, and classify them as hostile. I know this may seem harsh, but you see, we are a telepathic species, one of our rare hive minds with preserved individuality. We evolved this way on our planet to be one step ahead of the predators. Usual hive minds don't really care about their drones, as they can reproduce at an astonishing rate. Not us. We require almost as much time as humans do, a fact we learned later. During the first encounter, our scouts evaluated their technology. Conclusion: crude but functional, mostly made up of equipment for mining, some FTL communications capability, and use of motherships to perform long jumps for the freight. Initial mental scans also revealed that they were pretty new to this location and colonizing via FTL in general. 12 human cycles at most since they occupied this territory. Deeper scans became worrying. They are a brutal race, getting their own kind in wars, in disputes over territory, over a mate, or in extreme cases out of sheer boredom. This is a stark contrast to our culture. It is impossible for us to kill one of our own and not feel its pain, or to hide the act when the thoughts are instantly available to our collective consciousness. This discovery has caused our scouts to become uneasy and careless. It's been a while since death because of a sentient creature was a possibility we encountered. Fear, like they say, is an off switch. Scouts have become paranoid, careless, and have managed to get themselves into a skirmish. During that time, a human child was accidentally killed. The sound of the screaming parents spread like a virus through their minds, rage consuming all of our thoughts and actions. Our scouts were slaughtered before they even realized what they did. Their deaths shattered our curiosity, twisted into pain and lust for revenge. As the eyes of our people were closing one by one, our ships were already preparing for takeoff. Closest outpost sent a small fleet to eradicate this infestation. It was going to take some time to get there, but not enough for our rage to subside. These stewards have no idea what pain they have caused us. An accident during our first encounter is not a reason to kill our scouts. Doesn't even make sense. None were spared for interrogation. No attempt to cease fire was made. Clearly, they were savages with some tools to dig up stones faster. Nothing more. When our fleets arrived, they were met by a puny welcoming party of 30-ish interceptor-sized vessels. They were no match for our ships, but they were there. Futile, definitely. Stupid, maybe. They were trying to buy some time for their mothership to leave the system. We could not allow that. So we opened a channel and informed them about their imminent deaths. One condition was given: surrender now and some of your offspring might be spared for study and research. The response was received caught us off guard. It was not a coherent language that our translator software could interpret. Our foremost ship's crew attempted careful telepathic probes. Turns out that they were chanting over their intercom something they called a haka. Even though their telepaths are trained and careful, the pure emotion of it all started to pull our minds into theirs. We saw with our eyes a tidal wave, a huge beast, an army of demons in front of them. Yet they showed up. They were scared out of their minds, and they were trying to induce the rage for battle like the one before. A rudimentary method of self-control and morale boost. But as they chanted, they were no longer seeing a beast or a force in nature that would wipe them out. They saw their children standing next to them. They saw a father and a mother figure placing their hands on their son's shoulders. Then the grandparents and the great-grandparents, and so on until the minds went into the deepest moments of history, each generation with a burden of their own to carry. From the wooden ships crafted to cross the bottomless ocean, to the wars that they have survived, to the promise of a new world awaiting them in the stars. Yes, they were afraid. Who wouldn't be? But they were also staring death in the face, mocking it with their crude insults and rituals, carrying their entire history of struggle not as a burden, but as armor. It was at that point we understood what has happened and why their response was so violent. These people will gladly die and take out as many of us as they can, just to make sure their species lives on. Not only that, they were proto-telepathic, definitely had the potential to become elevated like our people. But we also saw a glimpse into their genetic memory, a very faint capability to recall their past on a level so embedded into them that they are not even aware of it. This revelation caused a silence in our minds as every person was processing what they saw. There were many ideas popping up in our consciousness, but one was unanimous. We can't kill them. We must do everything in our power to mend our very unfortunate first encounter. These humans were the closest things to us that was not us. After our minds have cleared, we turned off our weapons. Humans were done chanting and just sitting in their tiny ships, ready to go into battle at a moment's notice. Their mothership, with refugees, was slowly lumbering into orbit. There was no move made against it. We opened a channel again. We are sorry. We didn't know. End of story. Story number 2. Seasonings, written by Redshift Razor.
Business is booming, especially since you humans arrived at the station. It seems that you guys can't get enough of my food.
Really? That's excellent news, Marax. You must be an amazing chef, especially since most human seasonings are banned in the Federation space. May I ask what you use to spice your food?
I don't see any harm in telling you. I use a seasoning called Recumbo, which has a great umami flavor. If you use the right amount, it can make dishes almost addicting, to the point where I thought that my regular human patrons would gain weight, but fortunately, it seems the opposite has happened.
The opposite?
Oh yes, I found it confusing at first, but that's what humans exemplify, no? Nearly all of my customers have lost a noticeable amount of weight, but that's just one of the oddities my human patrons have shown recently.
What do you mean, just one?
Well, my human customers have shown other strange behaviors, such as being strangely aggressive and anxious, being very restless, talking strangely, and constantly pestering me for more food. Although the last one isn't really a bad thing, I suppose.
And are they showing any other behaviors, such as, for example, a tendency to steal?
Why, yes. How did you know? Just the other day I caught Melissa pilfering my kitchen stock. She wouldn't leave when I asked her to, so I had to call the station security. Which is a shame. Up until now, she's been an excellent and upstanding person.
Hey, I'm just gonna throw this idea out there. Have any humans who are not your customers been displaying these behaviors?
You know what? I noticed they haven't. How strange.
And you don't see the connection?
I see what you're getting at, but it can't possibly be my fault. After all, you humans consume far more potent foods than what I have to offer.
I suppose. Well, just to give me some peace of mind, can I have the chemical formula for Recumbo?
Sure. If I put it into human terms, it would be C17H21NO4.
Are you fucking serious?
Human journal. Have I offended you in some way? Why would you curse at me?
Morax, do you know what you're serving your customers? In human terms.
What am I serving them?
Crack! You're literally putting crack in their food.
Ah, I see.
End of story. And that, my friends, concludes this video. I hope that you enjoyed. There are links down below, both to support this channel and for the author of this fiction. Anyways, I hope you all have a fantastic one, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.